Mrs. Doherty, I think it turned out just beautifully.
You look marvelous, honey.
And isn't she the most beautiful bride in the world?
And the most miserable.
I do think the back is a little too long. Would you turn around, Miss Poole, please?
Kate, I think your father ought to give her away.
She thinks her father ought to give her away, and she's right. Did you check on that cable again?
Cable? I sent cables, not cable. To London, Paris, Rome, Athens, Madrid, to Cairo, Marrakesh, Bermuda, Bombay, Nice, Monte Carlo, Salzburg, Vienna, Samoritz, Lausanne. Total cost $540.85. Total answers, none.
There, that's better.
It's lovely, dear.
Be careful of the net overskirt. Don't let it touch the floor.
I could kill him if I could just get my hands on him. I think I'd kill him.
$540. Kate, don't you think it's strange?
No, I don't. In 15 years, he's written to Jessica exactly 3 times. He's remembered her birthday twice. And has never heard of Christmas. Why should he let his daughter's wedding disturb his gay roving life? Fabulous pogo pool, international playboy, sportsman, globetrotter, heel.
I wonder where he is.
Well, you pick an airport. Anywhere in the world, that's where you'll find him.
Anata totemo kirena hostesses. Domo arigato, sayonara.
お疲れ様でした。さようなら。
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You wait! Good afternoon.
Mrs. Dougherty home?
No, ma'am. Nobody home.
What name you got?
Toy.
Go taxi, get bags, Toy.
You stay here?
I am the essential guest, Toy. Good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon.
All right, Toy, you can get me settled now and draw me a bath.
Big Missy not tell me you stay here.
Big Missy not know, but when Big Missy find out, Big Missy very glad. Now you take good care of this Master Toy. Him need friend. Him also need drink. Whiskey soda, Toy. Chop, chop.
How come you talk so pretty good?
Come war me fight Hong Kong maybe 5, maybe 6 months. Ong we ke Hong Kong, si how yao, tim yao fu. Yet nap ma ki, yet why. Ho young, go si, new che. What time do you expect them back?
Don't know.
It's a nice old house, Toy.
Yes, it's very hard to keep clean.
Yeah, I imagine it must be.
Hello, someone please answer this telephone. This is Hungry Yuso.
Yes? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Someone came in. Toy?
I am calling about the champagne for the wedding.
Oh, the champagne for the wedding. No, Mr. Russo, I'm sorry, but the samples of champagne you sent around will not do. No, they're really quite undrinkable. I would suggest you send some Dom Perignon 49 or 52. Expensive? For launching a ship, perhaps, but not for my daughter's wedding. That's right. How many bottles? Is it a big reception, Toy?
We invite maybe 400.
I'll want 15 cases.
15 cases? You can't find 15 cases in the entire...
Oh, you belong young Missy. You are the same father.
Me all the same father.
You stay away long time.
Yes, long time. I haven't seen her since then. Okay, we go topside now.
Okay.
Is she beautiful, Toy? As beautiful now as then?
Yes, very pretty.
Now, this is no time to be inscrutable, Toy. Is she bright and charming and gay? Is she the most beautiful thing you've ever seen?
Yes, very pretty, very grown up. I think you don't recognize her now.
Oh, I think I will. The thing I'm worried about is will she recognize me? Will she remember me? Is this her room, Toy?
Young Missy? Yes, ma'am. Okay?
Okay, Toy. She remembers me. Now, I want a room with a view, Toy. I want to look out on the bay.
Just room in front of the house. Look out on the street.
I'm not going to look out on any street.
But you guess.
But the rooms on this side look out on the bay, don't they?
Yes, Missy master bedroom, young Missy bedroom, master study, but no guest room.
Oh. So this is the master study, hmm?
But that room for you.
No, Toy. I think this room for me.
No, ma'am. You guess.
Now, you may be inscrutable, Toy, but you mustn't be impossible. Move me in.
But master no like.
He doesn't sleep here, does he?
Only when Big Missy get mad.
That sounds just right for me. It'll bring back old times. Hoi kai chung yi fun ni ga fong. No cha fong ga fong. Dai ka ho si hao.
I'll give you a hand.
Oh, Mother, here's my jacket.
I don't have it.
There's some more packages in the car. I've got to make another trip.
Put 'em right there, Joyce. Oh, Toy. Don't tell him I'm here. I want to tell him myself.
No, man. I not tell. Secret.
That's right. Secret.
Jessica, why don't you check off those presents and put them into your bridal book, hmm?
Yes, Mother. What do you suppose this is?
Open it and see.
Now, Toy would never forgive me if I opened something first. Where's my book? Left it right here on the desk.
I suppose it's in the billiard room with the presents.
Here's your jacket. I'll give you a hand.
Just pile them on.
Quite a collection of cocktail shakers.
This makes 11. Jim, maybe if you send another cable.
I'm sorry, honey. There's just no places left. Now just put your cocktail shakers away.
Okay. But I don't see why all your friends think I'm an alcoholic.
Poor kid.
Wouldn't you think he'd at least send a present? Hello? Oh, just a moment, please. Mr. Russo at the wine shop.
Yes, Mr. Russo? You'll have to fly what in from New York? What? 15 cases? 15 cases of what? Did you order 15 cases of champagne at $150 a case?
No!
Yes, cancel the order.
15 cases of champagne, $150. Father!
Hello, daughter.
Oh, it's good to see you.
Well, the Hermit of Monterey.
Hiya, Jim.
Welcome to our city. We didn't expect you till later in the week.
A pocket of fog came and sat on my shoulder, and I had a sudden hankering for the flesh pots. Where's my granddaughter?
Jessica, come see. Where are your bags, Father?
I left them at the club.
Oh, surely you're going to stay with us this time.
Nope. I'm fond of you both, but the conversation at the club has more variety.
Mother, there's a great big silver bowl out here, but I can't. Oh, Grandfather.
Hello, Cricket.
Oh, you've come down out of your ivory tower. I'm glad. Oh.
Only one thing could have brought me. Are you happy?
Well, I'm happier now. I've missed you. You come so seldom.
And you, not at all. They ask for you on Point Lobos. The waves pound at the rocks in fury, and the seagulls circle and complain because you've stayed away.
On my cypress tree, does my lonely cypress still reach patiently for the sky?
Patiently and reproachfully. I've told her that you're to be married, and there's a different sound now when the wind blows through.
Oh, Grandfather.
You do serve liquor here, don't you?
You beat me to it. I was just digging out the ancestral bourbon.
Thank you, Jim.
You'll stay for dinner, Father, won't you?
I will.
It's just Jim and I. The young are being gay down the peninsula.
Yes, how about opening this thing? It's the most interesting shape that's come in days.
All right, go ahead.
Now, if I can only figure out how to open it.
Oh, Grandfather, Jim gave me a mink jacket as a going-away present.
No, say, that ought to knock 'em dead in Paris.
Oh, we're not going to Paris on our honeymoon.
No, why not?
No, you see, Roger got this notice of a big cattle auction in Hawaii, and there's a prize bull he thinks he might want to buy, so we decided to kill two birds with one stone.
Practical, huh? Couldn't he buy a bull in Paris?
All right, here goes. Holy mackerel. It's nobody I know.
Now, really, what a thing to send a bride.
It's a pretty expensive joke. These things are collector's items. No card.
I'm not surprised.
It is sort of beautiful, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Catherine, do you remember your Aunt Edith?
Oh. Oh, wait till Roger sees this.
Here, tell him it's an ashtray.
I wonder who sent it.
I wonder.
Get your quarter ready, Jim.
Hello, Catherine. You were expecting me.
No. I mean, yes. Now, where did you come from?
Kenya. It's in Africa.
I know where Kenya is.
Most people don't. Aren't you going to ask me to come down?
Well, Pogo.
How are you, Kate?
How are you?
I'm sorry I couldn't let you know when I was coming, but I was moving too fast. And then I seemed to have mislaid your address. And I had to look it up at the airport when I got in.
Perfectly all right. After all, we were expecting you.
Well, Cable only caught up to me day before yesterday, so...
Oh, I sent you a letter months ago.
I didn't get it.
And did you bring your wife? Because I mentioned in the letter. But then you didn't
I
get the
have
letter.
no wife.
Again?
I'm not very retentive, am I?
Rather offhand. That makes...
Only 3, counting you.
Yes, I suppose you have to count me.
I insist on counting you.
Well, oh, there, yes. How was the trip?
Fast? You haven't changed, Kate.
Of course I have in 15 years. Would you like to look at my teeth?
Very good.
Thank you.
You're one of the lucky ones that improve with age. You've ripened.
I shall go on a diet tomorrow. Well, where are you staying? If we'd known you were
I'm
coming, we
staying
would have
here.
reserved... Here?
Your houseboy was good enough to take me in. I knew you wouldn't want me to stay anywhere
Yes, but
else.
now with the
Father
wedding
of
and
the
all
bride
the
and all
people-
that.
The toy gets you settled
Beautifully settled. Delightful room.
on the street. I'm surprised you didn't preempt one of the rooms looking out on the bay.
Now, tell me something. Tell me about our daughter. What's she like? It's not too easy to tell from her letters.
Well, she's like you in many ways. She's got all your charm. And, your gift for music.
Does she play well?
Uh-huh.
Good. But she looks like you.
No, more like your mother.
Has she nothing of you?
Well, she bumps into furniture.
That sounds like the Kate I used to know.
Oh, Kate, have you...
Oh, Jim, this is my husband.
I'm very glad to meet you, Mr. Dougherty. Kate's been telling me all about you.
But she didn't tell you we were married.
Oh, Jim.
That's all right, Kate. I can prove I'm your husband.
And I can prove that I'm not. Sounds as though we should congratulate each other, but somehow that would seem rude, wouldn't it?
Well, I'm glad you've come. We'd just about given you up, and Jessica would have been disappointed.
I'd have been horribly disappointed. Mighty good of you to ask me.
Well, naturally, we'd ask you after all.
No, most people in your position wouldn't.
Well, nonsense.
I can't
You're
tell
her
you how
father.
touched I was to receive that cable signed by you.
Well, that was purely
No,
accidental. Kate asked
it
me to
meant
send it.
that was something extra special, to see your
Naturally,
name
I
signed
was
to it.
anxious.
Now, will you two stop being so chummy?
Oh, Kate, your father wants the evening papers.
I've been admiring your house, sir.
Yes, it is a good one. And my grandfather built it. You'll find him here in this painting alongside Leland Stanford. It's the driving of the Golden Spike when they completed the first Continental Railroad.
Charming.
As a matter of fact, if you notice up the left...
Signed papers, Jim?
Oh, here's your paper.
And here's your bourbon.
Another drink?
Oh, yes.
Hello, Mr. Savage. Remember me?
Of course I do. How are you, Biddeford?
I couldn't be better. I'm very happy to see you again, sir.
I take it you've come to give the bride away.
I have.
Good. It'll make Jessica happy. Where did you come from?
Kenya.
That's quite a way.
I was way up on the Tanganyika border when the cable finally reached me.
Hey, look at me! Grandfather, this is the mink jacket I was telling you about.
Say, that's a knockout.
Isn't it lovely? And wait till you see my dress. You like it? Oh, Mother, do you like the collar open or do you like it here?
Yes.
I wasn't sure you'd come.
You could have been.
Oh, I'm so glad. Hello, Father.
Hello, daughter.
Did you come from the ends of the earth? Where?
The green hills of Africa.
Oh, then you must have brought me that.
What? Oh, yes, I brought it, but not for you. I brought it for your mother.
For me?
Yes. I found it in Tanga. The moment I set eyes on it, it reminded me of... That could be misconstrued, couldn't it? But I remembered how you fell madly in love with primitive art our first year in Paris, and I thought you might like it. You do like it?
Yes. Yes, I do. Thank you, Pogo.
It made quite an impression, Biddeford.
But I have something for you, too. May I give it to you now?
Oh, yes, please.
It belonged to my grandmother. She left it to me with the simple instruction that I must keep it and give it one day to someone that she might have loved. I've kept it for you.
Oh, that's beautiful. Perfectly beautiful. Oh, Mother, look. I'm speechless.
So am I.
Oh, I must see. Excuse me.
It's really beautiful.
It's an old Italian piece. 7 emeralds, and I forget how many pearls.
76. I said 76.
I think your grandmother would be quite touched, Biddeford, to know you saved it for your daughter.
Thank you, sir. So do I.
Quite a day. Quite a day.
It's just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
And it's for just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
I'm so happy you're here. Not just for this.
You mean you'll take me without the jewels? I've nothing else to offer but my love.
I'll settle for that.
Well, I guess I'll run up there. Feel a little grimy from the office. I like him.
That's just dandy.
I'll see you for a drink in just a minute.
Right.
Oh, Toy, hand me my briefcase. I want to put it on my desk.
Shall we take our walk now, daughter?
that husband of yours to stay here with us?
Ex-husband? No, I didn't know anything about it. He just moved in.
And he moved me out. Those are my robes, my sports shirts, my shoes. Is he in the habit of moving into other people's houses without so much as a by your leave?
Yes, Jim, he does it all the time. He always has.
And you stand for it?
I'm not married to him any longer.
Look, if you think that's something, wait till you see in here. This is really something. He's even moved the desk.
Oh, well, he always likes his desk against the wall.
But this happens to be my desk. And look in here.
No, I don't want to.
Look at this. He's even changed the weight regulator on my exercycle. Get him out of here.
I can't.
Toy! Toy!
Jim, they hear you. They're in the garden.
My study is my study. Jessica saying, look, my weight regulator. I can't help it.
Nothing wrong, I hope.
No, I don't think so. We do a lot of shouting around this house.
Now, tell me about your beau. I didn't get your mother's letter.
His name is Roger Henderson, and he's divine.
Well, that just about covers everything.
No, we met at college. He was 2 years ahead of me. It was one of those wild campus romances. He was an all-American end. Big man on the campus. All the girls swooned.
But he only had eyes for you.
And he's smart, too. And sweet, and kind, and gentle.
What does he do?
He's a rancher. His family have a big ranch up in the Sonoma County in the Valley of the Moon. They breed Black Angus. His father retired, moved to Santa Barbara, and Roger runs it all alone now. Father, he's wonderful at it. People say the way he's taken hold, he'll probably have the best herd of Aberdeen Angus in the whole country in another 10 years.
Really?
He's terribly progressive. He has all sorts of ideas about artificial insemination and all that sort of thing. He breeds all over the world.
You must be very proud.
Oh, Father, you'll like him.
I'm sure I will.
He just hasn't got a fault, honestly. And the ranch is so beautiful. The soft, green, rolling... Hi! Isn't it clear and beautiful today?
Have you had fun growing up here?
Mm-hmm. Especially this. When I was a little one, I was just barely tall enough to peek over this railing. Mother told me you were in Europe. I didn't know where that was. I knew it was far away. And to me, the other side of that bridge was just about as far as anything could be. So I used to come here and stand on my tiptoes and look for you. Then one day, Mother showed me a picture of you in a magazine. You were hunting in the jungle. Oh, come here. I want to show you something. I used to play here alone, hour by the hour. This greenhouse became my jungle. There was a big rubber plant over there. And I used to prowl around in here, fully expecting you to pop out from behind it wearing a pith helmet.
Well, no pith helmet, and I'm a little late. But here I am.
It's so good.
So you followed me about the world?
No, I wouldn't say
I saw
that
your scrapbook.
It's been fun. It let me feel that I had you.
In the only way you could. You know, I'm not very good about letters.
It didn't matter.
Things like birthdays slip by. Many things to be sorry for.
No, you haven't.
And now I've returned to give away something I never had.
That's not true. When I was 13, our teacher in English told us to give a speech about something or someone we loved very much. I still remember what I said. My father was a great hero in the war. He was one of the first Americans to join the RAF. He shot down many enemy planes and received many medals. He was also a famous athlete in college. He plays the piano beautifully. He travels around the world a lot, and I love him. Very much. I did a sketch of you to go with it, but it sort of made you look like a Doberman pinscher.
That lean and hungry look.
You could have been a great pianist if you'd worked at it.
Who told you that?
Mother, I guess.
It's not true. I did work at it, and I wasn't good enough. At one time, I decided to become the greatest pianist in the world. Then I discovered it simply wasn't in me, so I said to hell with it and went about my business.
Business?
Pleasure.
Oh, I don't believe it was as simple as that.
Oh, it wasn't simple at all. A life of pleasure demands a concentration and a self-discipline far beyond the capabilities of most. Don't ever try it. It's frightfully exhausting. There's so much to see and so much to do in so little time. So little time.
I know.
You?
I worry terribly about people dying before they get a chance to do the things they want to do. Sometimes when I'm playing Mozart, I find myself crying because he died so young. Or when I'm reading Shelley or Keats, you know, I'm a terrible weeper.
Weep for the quick, not the dead. The ones who have to keep running.
Like you?
Like me. Hello.
Well, have you two discovered each other?
We certainly have.
I like that.
Oh, it's just an old rag.
And you are being foolishly modest, Kate. She does have something of you. There's certain little mannerisms. The way she looks at me, for instance. I remember that look. I think. Hadn't you better put that necklace away, honey?
Oh, yes, I guess I should. But I hate to take it off.
She's an enchanting child, our daughter, but so unworldly. You've kept her close, Kate.
I don't think so.
She's seen nothing of the world.
I don't think she'd be any happier if she had.
You think she's ready for marriage?
Yes,
And you're happy about it?
very.
You don't think that Jessica's a bit young and untried?
No younger than I was when I married.
But look how that turned out. We wouldn't want that to happen again, would we? I'm sorry, let's change the subject. She really is pleased with the necklace, isn't she?
She should be. I was, too,
What do you mean?
when you gave it to me.
I never gave it to you.
You gave it to me the night before we were married. And then you took it away when you left. That's stealing.
Nonsense. How could I possibly give it to you? I always knew I'd keep it for my daughter. You're confusing yourself with Mona.
Who?
The second Mrs. Poole.
I never had the pleasure of meeting the second Mrs. Poole.
The pleasure was negligible. It might have been Natalie, the next one. Yes, you're confusing yourself with both.
I'm confusing myself with no one. You put it around my neck in the very same way. You use the very same words. You think a woman forgets things like that? Your grandmother's simple instructions. I must keep it and give it one day to someone she might have loved. I've kept it for you. Your grandmother must be whirling in her grave.
My grandmother was a quiet, sedentary old lady. And still is, I hope. And another thing.
How many for dinner?
Since you brought up the unpleasant subject of stealing, what about these paintings? That's mine, and that, and that, and that. The golden spike you can keep. And that's mine. And the Paul Clemens portrait of Jessica, if you remember.
If you lay a hand on that portrait, where is it?
I took it up to my room.
Well, you will bring it back down.
I will not.
My, just like old times.
And you will get the hell out of Jen's study.
I consider that extremely petty.
How many for dinner?
Are you here for dinner?
Yes.
4.
Oh, there you are, Toy. Seems to me you and I have a few things to talk about.
Oh, I say, old man, I hope I'm not putting you out too much. I had to club Toy over the head to put me in your study. I knew you wouldn't want me to come all the way to San Francisco and be deprived of that magnificent view.
No,
No, of course not.
It was mighty handsome of you, old man.
You don't mind if I have to come in occasionally, get at something?
Oh, no. Feel perfectly free.
Catherine, I've changed my mind. I think I will move in.
Jessica? Pardon me.
I'll be darned if I'll call him Pogo.
Everybody calls him Pogo.
Not I. I call him Bideford.
You're good.
You're good.
We're both good. Together.
Oh, but he hasn't arrived yet. But we're expecting him any moment. Yes, I'll give him the message. No, I won't forget. All right, thank you.
What are we going to do tonight while the young are out dancing?
We're going to bed.
Is that the best you can offer?
It wasn't an offer.
Watch yourself. Very hard. Watch yourself. Very hard.
Thank you.
Watch yourself. Very hard.
Toy, there's no need to keep saying, watch yourself very hot. We all heard you the first time.
Yes, ma'am.
I've always heard that San Francisco was the gayest, most wildly exciting city in the West.
It is.
Well?
We're just dull people.
Watch yourself. Very hot.
Hello, Toy. Hey, look at my girl.
Oh, Roger, he's here. My father's here. And look what he brought me.
See, that's beautiful.
Father, this is Roger.
Hello, Mr. Poole. I'm very happy to meet you, sir.
So you're the young man who's taking my little girl away from me.
Well, I hope you won't mind too much, sir. Hello, Mrs. Dougherty. Jim.
Oh, Roger, your foreman called from the ranch a few moments ago. He said it was important.
Oh, thank you.
What'll you drink, Roger?
I wouldn't care for anything right now, thanks. I'm sure you know how much it means to Jessica for you to be here, sir. That's quite a thing you brought.
I only held it in trust for her. A sacred trust.
Oh, I can hardly wait to get to the party.
Yeah, everybody in town will know about it by tomorrow. I guess this is as good a time as any for me to say that, well, to say how wonderful your daughter is. I know I'm just about the luckiest guy in the whole world. Well, I hope you're going to be happy about it.
Roger, why don't you save your speeches for the usher's dinner, huh? Oh, come here. I want to show you what your Aunt Sarah sent us.
Excuse me.
I don't know what it is. You'll have to explain it to me so I can thank her properly.
Nice boy.
I like him. I like him. He's not the frivolous type, is he? True blue, tried and true, up and coming, down to earth.
Have your fun, Pogo. But don't underestimate him. Roger's a tough, strong-minded young man who knows where he's going and knows what he wants. And he's got her. It's as simple as that.
It's never that simple.
What do you mean? Now look, Pogo Poole. I don't know what's on your mind, but I warn you right now. If you do anything in any way to upset this wedding, I'll cut your throat from ear to ear in a public place.
Telephone.
Hello. Roger?
Roger. Telephone.
Coming.
Roger, lipstick.
You can take it at the desk.
Thank you. Is it the ranch?
Yeah.
Hello? Hi, Jack. Well, what do you mean? When did it happen? Well, there wasn't anything wrong with him this morning. I took a look at him before I left.
What's the matter?
The governor's got pneumonia.
His father?
His prize bull.
Jack, is he down? Well, can you ease his breathing? Well, isn't Dr. Sampler there? Yeah, I'll start right away, right now. Yeah, goodbye.
Roger, I'm sorry.
You have to go out to the ranch.
I'm afraid so.
Well, what about the party?
Gee, I'm sorry, honey, but I've got to get out there.
Yes, I suppose so.
Look, I'll call back and tell him I can't make it till tomorrow morning.
No, you can't.
Yes, the doctor's there.
But, Jim, Governor's worth $50,000. He's Roger's most precious asset.
Not you.
No, I'm going to go to the ranch with you.
Now, don't be silly. The party's for you. You've got to show up.
Yes, darling, you really must.
But Roger has to go to the ranch. I know that.
This may not be the perfect solution, but could a tottering, decrepit old gentleman offer himself as a substitute?
Hey, Jess, that's an idea. Would you mind?
Mind? Oh, Father, would you?
It does seem the perfect solution, doesn't it, Catherine?
Oh, no, Jessica. You see, your father's had a long plane trip. He's very tired.
Well, I'm not a bit tired. Oh, I wonder if Toy can press my dinner jacket for me.
Now, isn't that too bad he won't have time? Today's his day for cleaning the silver, and then he has the cars to wash and dinner to cook.
Oh. Toy? Whose dinner jacket is that?
Number one husband.
Toy. He was my first husband, not my number one husband.
Okay.
A fine distinction. Oh, Toy. Wak Jeran de Dagao, Lo Sinin, Tracy Binga Joy Hoga.
Hi, Jess. Oh, hi, Roger. This is my father. Mr. Poole.
Gee, he sure doesn't dance like a father.
Oh, it's a lovely party, Mrs. Thompson.
Thank you. We're so delighted to have you, Mr. Poole.
Thank you so much.
And believe me, Fred, when they rezone this property, it should be worth millions.
George, I'd love to dance.
Of course, dear. You just go right ahead. This is a great opportunity, Fred. Believe me.
Hello, Gay.
Jessica, hi.
Listen, will you stop leading me?
I'm really embarrassed, Walter. You haven't danced with Jessica all evening. After all, she is the guest of honor, and I'm giving the party.
Okay. May I cut in?
Oh, yes, of course.
Hello.
May I?
Let's see if I
looking for you.
Oh, but Mother...
I'm afraid it's rather important, dear. Now, the last time I saw him, he was in the clubhouse. Run along.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Shall we dance?
Well, thank you.
In. 15-2. What are you in such a swivet about?
I should be there, watching my daughter.
Why? She's with her father.
That's exactly why. He has the most amazing talent for making people dissatisfied with what they have. Suppose he were to talk her out of getting married.
Now, Kate, no man would do a thing like that to his own daughter.
He'd do a thing like that to his own mother.
That would take a bit of doing. 20 for 2.
Come on. Let's go out and change. We're going to the dance.
Oh, Kate, why?
Because I suddenly feel like dancing. Come on. Come on.
Okay. It's been a tough day at the office. Want to dance? Would you like a drink? Don't mind if I have one? Well, you know where to find me.
Look, there's Mother.
I had a feeling she'd come.
Mother, what are you doing here?
Well, Jim got restless, and so we decided to come and see what was going on. Good party? Wonderful.
You look charming, Kate.
Thank you.
Mother, come dance with him.
Oh, no, I don't feel
Oh,
like
come
that.
on.
I promise not
really.
to step on your feet, Kate.
Thank you, but I...
Oh, Mother, please, for me. I want to see you two dance together.
Well, dear, I really don't think it'll be that much of a spectacle.
Have fun.
You're particularly beautiful in that dress, Kate.
Thank you.
As beautiful as the last time I saw you. Do you remember the last time we danced together?
No.
I do. Capped Antibes, Eden Rock. We had just come back from that small, lonely island in the Aegean Sea where Rupert Brooke is buried. And we're still filled with the glow and romance of it. And the mimosa trees were in full bloom. I'm glad you came tonight, Kate. It's good to hold you in my arms again.
We're only dancing.
Remember this song, Kate?
No.
It was our song once. The spring we lived in Positano, and the mimosa was in bloom. On warm, moonlit nights, we used to go up to the terrace of the Hotel Amalfi to dance. And the little Italian orchestra up there played this song over and over again just for us. Because they knew we were in love. The American song for the two Americans who were so much in love. Lover, when we're dancing, keep on glancing in my eyes till love's own entrancing music dies. All of my future is in you. Fears depart, lover, I surrender to my heart.
I don't remember it.
You don't?
It was never our song. We were never so banal as to have our song.
Don't be callous.
What's more, there wasn't any orchestra on the terrace of the Hotel Amalfi. There was one old man, and he played the accordion, and he smelled of fish, and he didn't know any American songs at all.
Well, it was worth a try.
Mrs. Doherty, may I have this dance?
I'm sorry, old man. I promised her mother I wouldn't let her dance with strangers.
Daisies in the summer air. I see her tripping as the bright.
Is he here?
No, he went for a walk before breakfast.
Has Roger called back?
No, not yet.
I suppose that bull's using the phone.
I might be a little late tonight, honey. I have to spend the afternoon in court. Hey.
Oh, Jim. But I'm so worried. He's up to something else. I feel it.
Kate, we've been through all this before. What could he be up to now?
Well, last night, before going to bed, he sent a cable to Paris.
How do you know?
Oh, I just happened to pick up the extension phone. No, I didn't hear anything. He'd already sent the cable. Was just asking the operator when it would get to Paris.
You just happened to pick up the phone.
Well, I have a right to pick up my own phone.
If you want to make a call.
Now, why would he send a cable to Paris?
Maybe he knows someone there.
Oh, that must be the answer then.
Huh?
They just delivered a cablegram. Toy put it on the table there.
That's it. I knew it. That's it.
Kate. Kate.
Wait a minute. There are ways and means.
Kate. You can't do that.
Want to bet? I used to be good at this.
Kate. Kate, that's against the law. I won't let you do it. I forbid you to do it.
Don't be silly. Who do you think taught me how to do this?
Now, Kate,
You keep away. I'm fighting for my daughter's happiness.
Happiness, my eye. You're just curious. You can't read his mail.
It's not mail, it's a cable.
Kate, please don't read it. What does it say?
My boat is berthed Monte Carlo, all yours for 6 weeks. Who's the girl?
Who signed it?
Francois.
Francois.
French.
Who is the girl?
Who do you think?
Oh, come on, Kate. After the wedding, he's going back to Europe with a girl. He's borrowed the boat to go cruising. What could be more simple?
You, for instance. Father, who's the girl?
Jessica.
Oh, that dirty...
Do you think he has asked her?
No, but he's going to. Now, why couldn't he get lost in darkest Africa or be trampled on by elephants?
He's coming around the corner.
The glue, Father, in that drawer, in this one. There, right in front of your nose, there.
You are. He's practically at the front door.
Yeah, there.
Good morning.
Good
morning. There's a cable for you. On the table.
Oh, thank you.
Nothing dries in this weather.
Excuse me. I'll go up and bathe.
Hello? Oh, hello, Judge Parker. Yeah?
No, this is Roger.
Oh, it's you, Roger.
Sorry I wasn't around. Say, how's Jess? No, I haven't heard from her since Monday. What's she doing with herself?
Well, that's really why I'm calling you so early, Roger. She's been out sightseeing with her father ever since he arrived. They were out all day yesterday, and I know they're planning to go out again today. Now, I thought it would be nice if you could come in and spend the day with them. Now, Roger, you shouldn't feel that way about it. Oh, there was a bull. But he's all right now, isn't he?
Yes, he's all right now, but I'm knocked out. I haven't slept for a couple of nights. You think it's important that I come in, huh? All right. Have him wait. I'll get there as soon as I can. Goodbye. Shorty, you better give me a shot of that. I have a feeling I'm going to need it.
Thank you.
It's romantically beautiful, your city. It's like sailing into the Bay of Naples, sailing to Rio de Janeiro, Hong Kong, all rolled into one. I wonder if San Franciscans really appreciate San Francisco.
Of course they do.
Oh. Popcorn, Roger? Da che parte della Sicilia siete?
Vengo dalle Cate.
Oh, la conosco bene. Si trova fra Battera e Naro, sul fiume Salzo.
Viene, viene.
Domani faremo una scampagnata a Goat Island e vorrei se dei suoi migliori. You know something? I might easily have watched these grapes grow. In '55, I visited an old friend of mine, Baron von Krantz. He has a charming little castle on the Rhine overlooking all the vineyards at Oppenheim.
Father, to you.
How did you find this place?
They're our way.
Ah, monsieur, je suis très heureux.
Bonsoir, patron. Bonsoir. Nous sommes à l'heure.
Oh, no.
Tout à fait. Et tout est prêt.
Monsieur Monton, permettez-moi de vous présenter ma fille. Alors, elle dit, cela vous plaît, monsieur? Non, répond monsieur. Je m'en fiche de votre quiche.
Oh, isn't that just fun? Je m'en fiche de votre quiche.
Monsieur Monton, j'ai passé une charmante soirée.
What's that?
Braised lettuce.
Il m'a écrit que vous étiez chez lui.
Lettuce?
Depuis quand êtes-vous en Amérique?
Monsieur,
Hot lettuce?
après la guerre.
Well, it's braised, silly. Madeira. Father, this dish is just divine. It's épatant, merveilleux.
Well, that was taught to me in a little nightclub in Portofino by the Duchess of Crevecoeur.
The Duchess? A real Duchess?
Oh, yes, I pinched her to make sure.
Shall I turn the record over?
Well, I think the other side of a record is always anticlimactic, don't you?
Yes, Father.
Dancing is great exercise. Keeps everything loose. You're getting an enchanting girl, Roger. I hope you know that.
Yes, sir, I do.
If I were your age and not her father, I'd make you fight me for her, boy.
I wish I could.
Hmm?
Wonderful night. What an absolutely perfect night. Dinner and wine, walking home to the fog. Oh, but we shouldn't have walked home to the fog. You're gonna catch a cold.
I never catch cold.
Well, it's time for me to be running along.
Roger.
Gee, I'm sorry, Jess, but I've been up 2 nights with that bull. I'm beat.
No. I'll be the first to say goodnight. There comes a time. Jessica.
Good night. I'll never forget tonight. Father's dinner.
We've had fun these 2 days.
Wonderful fun.
Thank you for showing me your city.
Oh, no, it's been you. Everything new through your eyes. Thank you for showing me my city.
I wish I could show you the world.
That would be nice.
Well, Roger.
Good night, sir, and thank you.
You do look a bit washed out. Better get some rest.
Good night. Well...
Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep, dwell upon thine eyes. Peace, peace. I can't remember. Good night. Oh, he is wonderful, isn't he? He remembered Mother loves mimosa more than anything. So do I. Roger, what's the matter?
Oh, nothing.
Well, there must be something the matter. You hardly said a word all evening.
Well, Jess, I've got to get some sleep. I've got a long drive ahead of me.
Will you kindly stand still and tell me what's wrong?
Well, for one thing, I don't know any duchesses. My French is lousy. I can't quote poetry, so let's just forget about it.
What do you mean? Roger, we were having fun.
Okay, you were having fun.
Well, didn't you have any fun?
I'll call you tomorrow, huh? Good night.
Roger!
I'm not the continental type, that's all. Now, look, you go ahead and have a ball with your father, and I'll see you at the church on Saturday. Good night.
Roger Henderson, you come back here.
I've been trying to hold my temper. But if you want to know what's the matter, I'll tell you. I spent the whole day listening to him talk about where he's been and what he's seen. Doesn't he ever give anyone else a chance to say one word?
Jim. Jim. It started.
What do you mean, showing off?
You heard me.
We didn't speak French all evening.
I wonder what it was.
It just so happens we were in a French restaurant, and the proprietor was a Frenchman. And when you speak to a Frenchman, you speak French.
Well, not if he's lived in America for 30 years and speaks better English than I do.
You seem to be weak in all languages.
Oh, my French is just as good as yours. Épatant, merveilleux, la salade était magnifique. It was salad. Plain, ordinary salad.
It was not plain, ordinary salad. It had upland cress in it and wild dandelion leaves.
That's what my cattle eat. You don't see them dancing around yelling, épatant, merveilleux. And all that fuss about wine. Oh, le cordon, Charlemagne, le rhum, les contis.
Oh, it just so happens those are two of the greatest wines in the whole world.
Listen, my ranch is in the wine country. I'm surrounded by vineyards. Now, when we want a glass of wine, we drink it. We don't say a prayer over it.
Domestic wines. These were imported.
What am I supposed to do, fall in a faint? And let me tell you something as a cattleman. You know, it's a crime to take good prime beef and pour all that brown gunk all over it.
Brown gunk? You call the heavenly sauce brown gunk?
Yeah, brown gunk, yeah. And what makes you think your father discovered that little French restaurant? My Aunt Sarah goes there twice a week for dinner.
Well, your Aunt Sarah gives me a pain.
She gives me a pain, too, but what's that got to do with it?
Jessica, Roger sat there like a stick all evening.
All I said was you don't have to be French all evening.
One would think you're already married.
Roger hated the whole evening.
I didn't say that. I just don't see why they'd be ignored all evening, that's all.
Well, I gather that you and your father had a lovely evening?
Yes, we did.
And that Roger didn't.
I certainly did not.
Well, I suppose I could have warned you.
I was way out in left field all evening.
That's not true. Father made a tremendous effort. He kept turning to Roger all the time. He even asked you how your old bull was.
He asked me in French.
Oh, Jim, it was a wonderful dinner. Father went down yesterday, 24 hours ahead. And he planned the whole thing with the chef so it'd be just perfect. And then when they served the beef, he scraped the sauce off.
Oh, Jess, I'm sorry. I didn't think you noticed.
Now, Jess, it's not that important. And I'm sure your father didn't mind. As a matter of fact, it takes a certain amount of bravery to scrape the sauce off. I've often wanted to and never had the nerve.
Jim's right. Now, come along. Here. The evening's over. Your father's gone to bed. And when you're married, you can serve the sauce on the side.
Roger, why don't you run along home? We all need our sleep. Oh, after you've kissed and made up, of course. Would you, like us old folk to retire?
Jess, I'm sorry.
So am I.
Would you mind retiring?
Oh, no, I'm not up to that.
All right, good night.
Night.
Night, Mrs. Doherty.
Night, Roger.
Jim. Good night, Jim. Oh, don't bother. I can remember something.
Night, Roger.
Night.
Mother. What's the matter with me?
Nothing serious.
Well, what?
I suspect you're suffering from a rather violent attack of pogo pool. It's a common female complaint, but not fatal. You treat it as you would touch of liver, say. Eat lightly, drink moderately, go for long walks. I'm an authority on the subject. I had one of the most serious attacks known to men.
And got over it.
Thank goodness.
Mother!
Or would you rather I wasted away? Once you've had an attack, you're immune. Though I'm not sorry you had it. It's like a vaccination.
All my life, I've romanticized my father. I built up a picture in my mind of the gayest, most charming, most exciting man in the world. And then he came back. And I wasn't disappointed or disillusioned or let down. That's not too bad, is it?
No. That's awfully good. And I want you to love him. Especially now, I think.
Why, especially now?
I suspect he's between people at the moment. And that's always hard for him. He has to have someone, not crowds of people, though he dearly loves an audience. No, someone to love him, to look to him for joy and amusement, and to give him substance. He's much more dependent on others than he'd ever admit.
Time has become the enemy.
Now, what made you say that?
He said it the day he came, that time keeps hurrying after, and he has to keep running.
I wouldn't have thought he'd admit it. But it's true. It's true.
And it'll get worse as he gets older, won't it?
Don't start weeping about his old age quite yet. He's got a few good years left.
He ought to have someone like you.
He had someone like me. I don't have to volunteer again. That's called double jeopardy. Besides, he's found someone like me.
Who?
You.
Oh,
yes. Someone like me, and someone like himself. His newly discovered daughter. It's as though he's just given birth to you, full grown. And he's entranced with what he produced.
I wish he'd come back 5 years ago.
So do I, for you both. You could have gone on a little trip together. He might have shown you the world. But he's missed the boat. You're taken. You see that, don't you?
Yes.
You're going to be married.
Yes.
Funny, I ought to get a lot of satisfaction out of his being alone. Come. Let's go to bed.
Mother, are you really completely cured of your case of pogo pool?
The doctors say I have made an amazing recovery.
I should think it would seem rather strange having him here in the house now with Jim.
Well, I do feel a bit illegal.
And when he swept in here with all this mimosa, just as he did in the old days.
Well?
Didn't you feel a slight quiver?
Not a quiver. I just wondered whether it would keep until Saturday. I'm afraid it won't. That's the trouble with mimosa. It dries up.
I thought I was a lone night prowler. Is this exclusively for mothers and daughters? Or can an old father barge in?
Oh, it's just big girl talk. You know, life.
Come to any conclusions?
That life is sad.
Oh, it's just the fog and that horn going moo, moo. Did you ever hear a rhinoceros in labor? I came down for a nightcap.
Wonderful. I'll fix it for you. What would you like?
Oh, a splash of brandy and a tall glass of soda. No ice, please.
Oh, that sounds lovely. I think I'll have one, too. No, I guess I won't.
It was quite a dinner.
So I heard.
The strong, silent bridegroom seemed a trifle glum.
Oh, he can talk, if given a chance.
Oh.
Is that enough soda?
Oh, that's just perfect, darling. Thank you.
Good night, Mother.
Good night.
Night, Mother.
No, I'm coming with you, if your father will turn out the lights.
I don't know how.
Good night.
Good night, sweetie.
Quite simple. There are light switches here in the hall. Here's one, for instance. There's another one.
Amazing.
You're going to take that up, aren't you?
I'd rather finish it down here if you'll stay.
No, I don't think I'd be very good company.
I never found you dull.
That was in another country.
And the mimosa doesn't take you back.
No.
Lover, when I'm...
Old songs don't do anything either.
You've kept out of my way, haven't you, Kate?
Have I? I hadn't noticed. I'm running a wedding, you know.
I've missed you, Kate, in the years between.
You don't have to say that, you know.
It's true.
And have you longed for me?
Shall I tell you?
No!
What a pity our marriage didn't work out.
Tragic.
I finally figured out why. Did you?
Yes, you got bored.
No. It was because we loved each other so much we tried to possess each other too fiercely.
You could put that to music, too.
Am I wrong?
You couldn't stand being possessed, could you? You always wanted to own without being owned.
I still do.
Look, may I go now?
What do you do, Kate?
When?
When you're not running a wedding, what is your life?
I'm a happy, contented woman.
Do you have fun?
Yes.
But not the fun we had together.
No. I found a different kind of fun now. The fun of blessed tranquility.
And you like that?
Mm-hmm.
The fun of blessed tranquility.
Good night.
The fun of blessed tranquility. Poor Kate.
Don't you poor Kate me.
Put out the light, will you? Kate.
Will you leave me alone?
You once had the rage to live.
I still
You
have.
loved the things you learned with me.
And what were they? Stand on my head in the Place Pigalle and whistle Dixie. In the 6 years of being an international gypsy with you, what did I learn? A couple of useless languages and how to cook shashlik. What else?
Everything else, poor Kate. And the mimosa does bring it back, doesn't it? You're lovely against the mimosa, Kate. And I can remember... Oh, it's not that easy. You can't run away from it. You're still there on that lonely little island where Rupert Brooke is buried. High on a hill, now, against a dark sky. Wind-blown and eager. Fresh and young.
We are high on a hill in San Francisco. And it's 1,080 years later. And I'm windblown every day of my life. Don't you turn it on for me, Pogo Pool. I'm a middle-aged clubwoman, and I like it. I like it. I like it.
It wasn't Dixie. It was Swanee River.
And will you kindly leave Jessica alone?
What do you mean by that?
Well, there's no need to overwhelm her with your charm and make Roger look like an oaf.
I'm afraid I can't take credit for that. I'm sure he's a self-made man.
You've done nothing but upset things ever since you walked into this house. You've upset Jim. You've upset Jessica. You've upset Roger. You even upset Toy.
Now, how have I upset Toy?
Well, you're in his kitchen 10 times a day.
I am invited by Toy.
Well, stay out of my kitchen. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry.
You were quite right to do that.
No, I shouldn't have done this. I'm terribly sorry.
You did exactly right.
It's just that you pushed at me so.
I'm sorry. You're quite right to hit me. Would you like to hit me again?
No, thank you. Did it hurt?
Well, I must say, your hand hasn't lost its touch.
I hate doing that. I thought I got over doing things like that.
Why should you get over it?
Well, I'm a big girl now. Grown up.
Nothing particularly grown up about keeping things bottled in. That was one of the things I always loved best about you. When you flared quickly. And then all was serene. Our fights were never touched with bitterness.
Well, I'm glad of that.
And another thing, too. I never remember your hitting me without kissing me afterwards. For old time's sake, Kate.
One of my toes, that's what happened.
Let me see.
Don't touch them!
What on earth were you doing?
What was I doing? I was coming down here to see what you were doing.
We weren't doing anything.
Not much you weren't.
Let me see.
Oh, you break them off! Oh.
We were just talking over old times.
When I looked, you weren't saying a word. Oh.
Jim!
No.
Can I get you a drink?
No.
I promise you, it was perfectly innocent.
Yes, of course. Here, have some of this.
I don't want your liquor.
It's yours.
Sounds like a fight. Oh, it is.
How civilized. How terribly, terribly urbane. A man makes love to his former wife in her present husband's home, and when he's discovered says, "Can I get you a drink? Shall we dance?" Oh!
Jim, stop it. Stop it this very minute.
I'll see you in the morning.
Jim! Oh, Jim! Not again!
Oh, it's the other foot.
Oh, did you hurt yourself?
No.
Jessica, come up to bed. Try the other foot. Now, you can walk, huh?
Yes,
How do you feel?
Oh, I feel fine. Just dead.
Just gently, gently.
Oh.
Well, don't keep me hanging. Then what happened?
Oh, I made a small passage, your mother, and...
You what?
It's a cruel thing to do.
Why did you do it?
Just testing. Good.
Oh, no wonder Jim was mad.
It was his own fault. He had no business barging in at that moment.
Father, you really are immoral.
To make love to my ex-wife? I'd be a cad if I didn't. Did your mother bake this cake?
No, Toy.
Toy? I wonder if he'd be interested in traveling.
With you? Not a chance. If you were to try and steal Toy, Mother would tear all your hair out, and Jim would shoot you down in the street.
People shouldn't be so possessive.
Oh, I love chocolate.
So do I. We're two of a kind, aren't we?
I think so. I'm lighthearted, irresponsible, romantic, impractical, and impulsive. Does that do it?
That does it. You have grown up, haven't you?
What did you expect?
I don't know. I never pictured you grown up, even when I got word of the wedding. I saw you as I last saw you. A chubby little girl in the portrait. And in all the years between, I've never given you very much thought. Now I'm corroded with regret.
Regret?
Oh, for the things we could have done together. All the good things of the world I'd have shown you.
But you did.
In a scrapbook, secondhand.
Well, perhaps it was better that way. Now you see me all grown up. But I was a chubby, awkward little thing until I was 16. I'd have cramped your style.
Maybe. Ah, but now, the things I could show you now that you're ready. There's a small, lonely island in the Aegean Sea where Rupert Brooke is buried. The grave lies in a small clearing, and the path up from the sea is rocky and overgrown. Have I said this to you before?
No.
No. Ah, Jessica, such things to see and do. To sail into the Gulf of Corinth, the water so blue it seems unreal, with the whitewashed houses of Delphi in the distance, and Parnassus looking just as it did when Agamemnon consulted the oracle. A friend of mine has a boat, a sleek white yawl. It's berthed at Monte Carlo. I can have it any time I want, tomorrow. All I have to do is send him a cable and tell him when.
Oh, Father, that sounds heavenly.
Shall I send it now?
Send what?
The cable, to say that I must have the boat, that I want to show my daughter the world, and the world my daughter.
Oh, Father.
We'd sail up the Adriatic to my dream city, Venice, and tie up at the Piazza San Marco, Venice at dusk. We'd go out to Torcello, far out in the lagoon, to a sweet little inn that has wonderful food and pomegranate trees blooming in the garden.
I must talk to Roger.
Roger?
That sounds so enchanting. He might say yes.
To what?
To going, instead of to Hawaii.
I am not suggesting I be your guide on your honeymoon.
But, Father...
Oh, Jessica, you lived secondhand long enough, and I've so very much to make up for. I don't want to tell you what it's like in the Vale of Kashmir, or how mountains rush down to black water in the deep fjords of Norway. I want to show you.
But what about Roger?
Send him a postcard.
Father, we're getting married Saturday.
You can always get married.
But what would I say to him?
Goodbye.
Father. You are wicked. I know. You're testing again, aren't you?
Yes, just testing.
You aren't serious.
No. No, of course not.
It's a cruel thing to do.
I know, right? I'm sorry, I got carried away.
We never will do those things, will we?
Probably not.
And I so often dreamed of doing them with you. Well, perhaps someday Roger and I will do them.
Yes, of course, you and Roger will do them.
Good night, Father.
Night.
Good night.
the seating list, Kate. Bob and Nancy Patterson, first or second pew. They're only second cousins.
Second pew.
Hi, sorry we're late. We had the most awful time.
Roger and Jessica aren't here yet.
Where are they?
Girls. They went out to the ranch for lunch with her father.
The girls. Come on, Kate. You asked me to help you with this. Now I'm doing all the work.
I wish they were gone. Oh, how I wish they were married and gone.
So do I. Now, where do I put the Pattersons?
Oh, what do I care where you put the Pattersons? Put them where you like. They're your family.
You don't have to be so smug just because all your relatives are dead. Present company accepted, of course.
Thank you.
Something's going to happen. I have a feeling. What made them decide to go out to the ranch today of all days?
It was my idea.
What?
And a brilliant one, too. I called Roger early this morning, and I said, Roger, this man may be Jessica's father, but he's doing a job on you, and you've got to fight back. Now, where do I put the Loomis?
It was your idea?
Kate, where are you going?
Someplace where I can scream.
Well, Roger thought it was a good idea to get Pogo out to the ranch. Let Jessica see him against the background of Roger's good, simple life. It's bound to turn the trick. Jessica's no fool.
No, but you are. Oh, Jim, honestly, how could...
Kate, what could possibly be wrong with that?
I don't know. But something tells me it was a terrible mistake.
Something tells me you're right.
Hi, old Silver.
My. Well, what happened to you?
He fell off a bull.
I don't find that funny.
Well, how badly were you hurt? Maybe we'd better call Dr. Knapp.
Oh, it was nothing, really. Roger's vet took very good care of me.
Mother, I think he ought to be x-rayed.
Nonsense. There's one thing I can say for myself. I'm not brittle. I fell off a horse, too. Quite a day. For years, I've been saying I'd never met a horse I couldn't ride. I met him.
All right, Roger. What happened?
Well, I thought it would amuse Mr. Poole if we had sort of a pickup rodeo. Some of the boys did some roping, rode a few broncs. Then we got out a couple of wild steers. The next thing I know, he wanted to try it. Well, I tried to stop him.
Oh, you tried to stop him. You told him he was too old.
Well?
And then you deliberately gave him the wildest horse on the ranch.
I didn't deliberately. He's not the wildest horse on the ranch. I can ride him. Every one of my hands can ride him. The Chinese cook can ride him.
And that wild steer, Mother, he egged him on. He dared Father to ride him.
He insisted on riding him. Why would I dare a man to ride a wild steer? I'm not out of my mind. He might have been killed.
Oh, yes.
Nonsense. I just didn't get settled right on him, that's all. I'd like to try that again sometime, Roger.
Tomorrow?
No, I think we've had enough of this. You mustn't be outraged, daughter. I've had worse falls in my time. Why, only last winter, bobsledding at St. Moritz.
We're ready for you now. Could you come to rehearsal?
Yes, of course.
Oh, I haven't met you.
I'm the father of the bride.
And I'm Mrs. Mooney Hunter. Have you broken something?
No, just shaken up a bit. I was on a wild horse, you see.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's your left arm. How fortunate. Well, come along, come along. Now, the first thing I want to show you is the walk down the aisle. It's most important.
Roger, relax.
What's he trying to do, make her hate me? Look, we're all friends. Everything was fine. Then he moved in on her.
No, Roger, this
I don't like taking this kind of a beating. She hates me. Honest to Pete, she hates me.
She doesn't hate you, Roger.
Mr. Savage, you know her well. She will come out of this, won't she?
Not unchanged. She'll never be the same.
Why?
And the serpent said unto Eve, enjoy yourself. And she was never the same. It's not accurate, but it's apt.
Look, can we call off the wedding? If I can get her to elope tonight, will you let us?
Roger, this is tough on all
I
of
don't
us.
think I can last until Saturday.
Why can't you last until Saturday?
Because of him.
Well, maybe you won't have to last until Saturday.
All right, you said it. Let's go on.
If that's the
Roger,
way
why
like
don't you
to-
and Jess go for a walk?
He'd come along. We may as well stay.
I wouldn't want to intrude.
You do.
Careful. I am her father.
Oh, no, you're not. I know about that. I raise bulls. I send out the seed and the calves are born, but the bulls don't feel responsible. They don't care.
Ah, but I care.
Now? It's too late, Mr. Poole. You ran out on her. You blew it.
Roger.
Oh, I think I'm the judge of that.
I don't think so. You're mesmerized.
Have I lost you?
Roger, this isn't going to prove anything. Please.
Look, it's got to be said. I want the girl I'm in love with. And he's done things to you.
What things?
Like making you feel that life with me would be dull. That the only romantic, glorious thing to do is to go knocking around the world, doing nothing, being idle, having a ball.
I don't think life with you would be dull.
Well, you're getting there fast. I want you to be satisfied with the life we're going to have. I don't want you to be unsettled.
I'm not unsettled.
The heck you're not.
You don't have to sneer at his life.
I don't sneer at it. Yes. Yes, I do. You're darn right I do. I don't like idle people. I don't think there's anything romantic about a man who doesn't work. My father, who started from scratch, fought his way through a depression, built up a ranch and a way of life for his family. He's the most romantic guy in the whole world compared to him.
You were right. He can talk. Jim, would you do me a favor and call Lufthansa for me and ask them to get me out on a plane to Frankfurt tonight?
Oh, no. Do you see what you've done?
This sure gives us a great start, doesn't it? Why don't we go out for a walk and we can talk? All right, but look, you don't have to get married. Nobody's gonna force you. Nobody's tying you down. But you've got to make up your own mind. You've got to know what you want. Because if you marry me, it's for keeps.
Roger. I don't know.
Excuse me.
Ready now? The first thing I want to do is, Jim, you're going in the wrong direction. The first thing I want to... You're going in the wrong direction. Yeah?
Don't be distressed, daughter. I know you'll be very happy.
I won't be.
And I'll be thinking of you on Saturday, when I'm all alone, out there over the ocean.
Oh, no, Father, I don't know.
There'll be other people on the plane. Now, look, you can stop all this hearts and flowers and behave. You'll stay here until Saturday, and then you can get out. Jet propelled, if possible.
I'm glad I came, Jessica. Now remember that.
Yes.
I'll always be glad I came.
Yes.
And I shall treasure the memory of these few days I've had with you.
No, Father. Oh, no.
Now, the first thing I want... The first thing... You're all going in the wrong direction.
It's a far, far better thing I do than I have ever done. It's a far, far better rest I go to.
You really are a scoundrel, Biddeford.
While we're waiting for them, we can try the walk down the aisle.
Hello, Biddeford.
Oh, I didn't see you, Mr. Savage. I was looking for you before.
I don't mean to be clinical, but you're limping on the wrong leg.
You caught me unawares. Will you join me in a little farewell drink?
Always.
Good.
Leaving already, huh? I thought your plane went at 8 o'clock.
At a time like this, you don't wait upon the order of going. You go. Besides, I think the atmosphere at the airport will be a little more friendly. Bourbon?
Ice, no water. Have you seen Jessica?
The door was locked. It's just as well. I think I said it all.
Has she made up with Roger yet?
No, but she will.
For a while there in the church, I thought you had her.
So did I.
What was it that licked you? The things he said?
No. I can beat him at words. It was something more basic. The sexual appeal of a young buck in his prime. Nothing more. Mr. Savage, Would you say, as the young buck suggested, that I am essentially worthless?
Well, you're one of a fast disappearing breed, Midiford. A pleasure-seeking man of leisure in a sober world.
I am obsessed by beauty and danger and spend my life in the search. Is that trivial?
To the serious-minded, yes. And you're outnumbered these days, Midiford. Oh, but who am I to judge? I spend my life on a point of land trying to write like Henry David Thoreau and failing.
I'm sorry I asked.
No. You'll find it's not the truth that hurts. It's the sudden realization of it. There's one thing I'll say for Kate. She always marries men with a taste for good whiskey.
Father? I'm going with you.
Sex isn't everything.
That's what I keep telling myself.
Where's your mother?
I'll go see her in a minute. But first, will you take me?
Will I take you?
Jessica, it's no use staying in your room, darling. Come along, darling. There's... Jessica? Jessica! Jessica! All right, Pogopool.
Mother.
Jessica, take those bags and go back up to your room.
She made up her own mind.
I'm going to Europe with Father.
You're going back up to your room.
Mother, I'm not a child.
Think of Roger.
If I'm old enough to marry him, I'm old enough to jilt him.
Jessica, look at me. 48 hours before a wedding, you don't suddenly decide not to get married because you'd rather go to Europe?
Why not?
What about Roger?
I wrote him a letter. I explained everything to him.
That's just Andy. He can pass out copies at the church.
You don't look at me.
Darling, you love him. You know you do.
That's not the point. She's not ready to get married.
She was until you came along. She was panting.
Don't be vulgar.
Oh, please. It's just for a year. I want to come back after that.
Jess.
Roger, it's only for a year. Oh, I'm not asking to be taken back after a year. If I'm going to do this, I want to do it fair and square. But if the one I love is still here and alone when I come back and still wants me... Oh, Mother, don't you see? This is something I have to do. I know I'm taking an awful chance. I may lose it all. But this is something I have to do first for my father.
For me?
Yes. The things you said last night.
What did you say?
That you're alone.
What else?
That you need someone to love you, to look to you for joy and amusement, to give you substance.
I wasn't aware that I needed substance.
Do you remember what you said the day you came? There's so little time. So little time.
You shouldn't take me too literally.
And you said something else. Now I've come back to give away something I never had. You said that too.
That's true, but
But it's not fair. Don't you see? You mustn't be alone. No matter what's happened in the past, it's not fair. The most terrible thing in the world is to be alone and lonely in your old age.
In my old age?
He needs me, Mother, to fill up the emptiness in his life. If I were to let him go away now, alone, I should feel a lack in myself all my life, a sense of failure. Because I never let my father have his daughter, just for a while. His daughter, newly discovered, newborn, full grown, to give him love and comfort and unquestioning worship.
You have your revenge, Kate. So this is how one falls into old age. Pushed from behind.
Father? Did I say
You must have
something?
sacrificed yourself for me, my darling. I'm alone. And I'll go on alone. No one's to blame, certainly not you. I'm the father you never knew. You're the daughter I had to meet to love. We met and we must part. There's no other way. Your mother was right. I missed the boat in oh so many ways. There's nothing you can do for me now. Just as long as I know that you love me.
Hurt him. And I hurt you.
No.
The two men I love.
I came back to tell you. Wherever you want to go, that's where I want to take you. Paris or Rome, Venice or Athens.
It doesn't matter where, as long as you're with me.
You want the world? I'll give you the world, now and forever.
Thank you for not taking her away from us.
It was you. You know that, don't you? Because of you. I wanted to show our daughter the things we had together.
You can't go back.
My years with you were such glorious years, Kate. I thought perhaps I could relive some of those good times with her.
It's no good to try. Believe me, it's wrong to go back.
Only if you're alone. I know. It's no good alone. Kate, remember the things we did together?
No. No, I can't.
I can. I have total recall. I can remember a hot, dusty day in a little town in Sicily. We heard the call of a wooden trumpet and found a young boy who would tell our fortune. He was no more than 17, with black eyes, black curls, and a tall, pointed hat. You said he looked like a Renaissance page. The fortune, long life, and great happiness.
Poor guy, I guess he could use a drink, huh?
Yeah, I imagine he could. Yeah.
I gave him $5.
I've got to tell you something.
What?
His plane leaves at 6:20. I just checked with the airport.
Biddeford's? Well, there's plenty of time.
He has 2 tickets. 2 reservations.
2? In whose name?
Both in his name.
Well, I shouldn't think it would be Jessica. He gave her away.
Well, then who do you...
Jessica married. What next?
Yes, yes. What next?
They're leaving at noon tomorrow.
Well, they're really on their way.
Well, Jim, there's something I want to ask you, too. It's time for me to go now, and I'd like to go as I came. Alone.
No, sir. I'm going to the airport with you.
But Jim, the governor's still here, and the mayor. I'll run him out.
Oh, no. I'm going to see him off. As a matter of fact, we'll go in my car.
Okay.
There's really no need for you to see me off. It'd be much simpler if I just say goodbye here and get in a taxi and go.
Oh, go, old man. I'm not going to leave your side till you get on that plane.
Thank you.
Lufthansa German Airlines Flight 451 is departing from gate E4 for Frankfurt.
United Airlines jet mainliner flight 274 is departing.
Well, I don't see why we have to watch him go. We said goodbye already.
I just want to see him get on that plane.
Well, it's just plain silly. I've got so much to do at home. The house.
That's his plane.
Oh, where is he?
Well, I guess they're not loading yet.
Well, it's a little too sentimental for me. Are you going to wave and cry?
Well, I'll wave. Where are you going?
I've run out of cigarettes.
Oh, you can have one of mine.
I don't like yours. Jim, I want to go buy some cigarettes.
But I don't want you to.
All right, you go buy some for me.
Oh, no.
What is it, Jim?
Your father will give you a cigarette.
He doesn't use them.
Have a cigar?
Will you please let me go?
Kate, don't do it. Come to your senses. If you go now, it'll be the end of everything.
You mean if I go buy my own cigarettes, you'll divorce me?
There he goes.
Really?
Goodbye, Pogo! Goodbye!
What's that he's carrying? It's Jessica's portrait. Jim, he's got Jessica's portrait. Pogo! You bring that back! Pogo, Pooh, and bring back that portrait!
Kate, let him have it. After all, the poor guy's alone.
That's the one thing.
Who's that with him?
Kate, he's got Toy. Toy! Toy, you come back here! Toy, where are you going?
Bye-bye! I go see World! Island in the TNC where Rupert Brooke is buried. Okay, we go see?
We go see. Goodbye. I'm awfully glad you asked me.
I'll sue you, Pogo! I'll sue you! Toy, come back here! Toy!
How chung lo seen in.